This is episode 53, Trivial Pursuit.
Welcome back, everyone, to another lovely episode of SLP's Wine and Cheese. I'm Deb.
And I'm Maria.
And here's our podcast.
For the realistic SLP.
Who's very lovely.
Yes, very lovely. It's my favorite word. Until I thought it wasn't, and now I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, it's a great word.
It is.
I want to be lovely. If people were to describe me as lovely, I'd be like, well, that's good.
Exactly. Yeah, I would say that's lovely.
Yes,
to hear that.
It's lovely to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You are lovely as well for saying that about
you.
me.
You know what else is lovely? This snacking and the
Yeah.
wine.
I
So,
love snacks.
yeah, snacks are great. I was craving a snack, and
Yeah.
I ate a pickle, and then Deb proceeded to get popcorn. So it's just the letter P
I like
for
peas.
snacks.
I like peas and snacks.
Yeah, P and snacking.
Mm-hmm.
And drinking.
Yeah.
Wine, Grenache, wine, grape. From Grateful Palate, the Bitch line. Again, so if people are wondering why we have so much of this wine, it's because it didn't make it to our live show. Just, throwing it back to that.
So our audience didn't get to drink it,
Yes.
but now we are for months.
Yeah, and drinking a lot for them. So you're welcome, everybody.
Mhm.
Yes.
Maybe we should have some sort of prize for a listener, and we send them a bottle since we have so many.
Okay. We could try to do that. I hope
Yeah.
we have some left to send. So
Oh, is there any more left?
there should be.
All right, let's try to save one. We'll come up with a contest.
Okay. We'll do that. Add it
Yeah.
to the to-do list.
So I vote drink it on the bitch wine.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Drink it. We have been drinking. It's like a whole present progressive
I've
past
been
tense.
drinking.
We drank it. We're still drinking it. We're going to keep on drinking
Yes.
it. Like, so it's
I
just
drank the wine. I
Right.
am drinking the wine. I will
we'll
drink the wine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe someone else will also drink the wine.
Perhaps.
Just sending and shipping alcohol is a little tricky. Someone has to be there to sign. So just
Oh.
bringing it back to when we had to do the live
Right.
event. So
Big thing.
it's going to have to be someone who's definitely 21 too.
Right.
So if you're going to enter this contest, make sure you have proof of that you're 21 so the UPS person sees it.
Right. Also, so today we are going to play a little game of Trivial Pursuit, and then we're going to end our episode after our commercial break with an interview that Maria conducted, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear.
I'm having so much fun just like hanging out at people's houses, getting to know their families,
Is
chilling
it
with them.
Relaxing with Maria?
Yeah.
What's your segment called? Is that it? Relaxing with Maria.
I like it.
All right.
Relaxing with Maria. Yeah, we didn't get to name my segment before, but it's Relaxing with Maria because I'm trying to be like fun and I'm here to just hang out with you. I'm not like, because a lot of people.
What's the M word that means relaxing?
I don't really know, but you could work on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been trying to portray that, so I felt like that's what I wanted our interviews to sound like. So hopefully they are relaxing and they're just kind of like we're hanging out and
Mellow with
talking.
Maria?
Mellow with Maria. Mellowing with Maria.
Yeah.
Sounds like almost like bellowing with me. I don't know what that would have to do with anything. But really,
How
we don't
about winding down with Maria?
winding. But that makes me sound like
Wind-
a sleeping podcast,
Okay.
I'm not trying to have them fall asleep. Maybe after they'll fall asleep because they are
Dilly-dallying with Maria?
No, but that means like we're wasting time. Look, is
I'm
this like
kidding.
the power of words,
Yeah. Resting with Maria?
No, again, I'm not that boring.
No.
I'm just kidding.
There aren't really too many M
Yeah, I know.
options
I've
here.
thought of this before.
Oh.
So it was either like relaxing with Rhea.
Relaxing with Rhea?
Yeah, but it's just call me Maria. Like, just add that extra syllable, like whatever. Like, it's easy to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's how I
let's
feel.
call it relaxing with Maria.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
like that one too.
Okay, so we're ready for Trivial Pursuit.
Yes.
I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Now.
I'm gonna have popcorn then. Busting out the popcorn. It's game board night.
Okay, so here we go.
All right.
All of these
crunching
are
away.
super hard. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
The
thank you.
game Cat's Cradle is played using what material?
Cat's Cradle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna just go with wood.
No.
No.
String.
Okay.
You never played those like Cat's Cradle?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
remember?
have. I do
Okay.
now after I already answered the question and failed. So Deb versus Maria.
Mm-hmm.
TED Talks versus Deb Talks
versus
is Relaxing with Maria.
yeah. Okay, question 2.
Right.
Your turn.
Sorry, I'm having some popcorn with some pickle juice. It's really good.
Oh,
highly
I've had
recommend
pickle
that.
flavored popcorn from Trader Joe's.
Oh, well, we're just naturally eating it all in the same plate, so you don't
Oh.
have more dishes to clean.
Well, I have a dishwasher now, so I'm like, load me up.
Good point. Got it. Question. Psychiatrists were once known as alienists. True or false?
False.
It's actually true.
Oh, weird. Okay, so
Yes.
we're both not
We're
good
both
at this game.
failing. Right.
Okay.
0-0. I'm gonna
Next.
just eat the popcorn with the pickle flavored juice.
Good.
Make myself feel better about not knowing much about anything. Yep. I'm ready.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What happened?
What Black Eyed Peas song was iTunes' most downloaded song of all time when Apple announced the list in 2010?
How about Don't Stop the Party? Don't Stop the Party. That one, Don't Stop the Party by Black Eyed Peas.
No, it's I Got a Feeling.
Oh, come
That's a
on.
night's
Right.
gonna be
Yeah, it
a
was-
good
Yeah, I
night.
guess it was more.
Okay, so
exciting,
we
but-
both have a 0.
Right, big 0 for Don't Stop the Party. Don't. I really love
I don't
that
even
song.
know that song.
What? They're like, Don't Stop the Party. Don't. It's like such a motivating song.
Yeah.
Back when I was, and you with me, we were partying. Now we're just excited to hang out in Deb's backyard.
Yeah, can't wait.
We're like, can't wait
Best
to
summer.
stay home and have wine outside in your yard.
Yeah, 2019 is going to be a great summer.
Yes, it
Can't
will.
wait to do nothing.
I'm very excited to do nothing with you.
All right, I'm ready
Yes.
for question number 4.
Okay, are you ready? I like the true or false questions. Ready? More than half of the world's plant and animal species live in rainforests. True or
True.
false? You're right. It is
Yeah,
true.
That sounded true.
In my defense, I am giving you easier questions, but
Oh, this
okay.
is.
That's all right. I'm
I
gonna
have-
step it up a
I have
notch,
asked
you,
you the easiest. These are all hard. These we
Right.
should go to Trivial Pursuit questions for children because these are all too hard.
Yeah, I
Um,
gotcha.
Okay.
You're thinking of a question that's not too hard.
What Bernstein musical set in the 1950s New York was based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet?
Okay. Can you repeat the question one more time, please? Sorry.
Okay.
I needed to
What
focus there.
Bernstein musical set in 1950s New York was based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet?
I want to go with A Bronx Tale.
No.
No. Sorry. I'm
That is
sorry.
not
That is
even-
not. That's the one with them in the movie. Sorry. It's the one. I've seen it. The one that the woman is in the Bronx. Oh, West Side Story.
There we go. Initial phonemic cue. Got it.
I still get a point for that.
Yes,
though.
you
This is
do.
Not,
Points.
this is not like, you know.
Let's just
A
get rid of
speech
these.
therapy,
1-1 now. Okay, your turn.
Ready? No peeking.
I'm not. I'm going to look at
Right.
my questions before I ask so I don't spend so much time thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready? Which of these metals has the highest atomic weight? Lead, gold, or iron?
Lead.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank goodness.
Excuse me. I have like kernel stuck. I'm gonna have
Oh,
some wine
goodness.
to clear it.
Okay. Who is the
Yum.
evil lion in The Lion King?
I wanted to say Jafar, but I know that's Aladdin, so I
Yeah.
will not.
Aladdin's like your
Oh,
go-to.
Mufasa.
He's not evil. That's
Oh God. Right. Oh, Tar. Is his name Tar? Was there someone named Tar?
It's Scar.
Scar.
You do not get away for
Is
that.
that like a consonant cluster reduction? There?
That's like a that's like a phonemic paraphasia, right?
I don't know.
Like a semantic paraphasia means like you said chair instead of table,
Yeah.
but like you said tar instead of scar.
Got it. So there are no half points here. So
Right.
again, I still only have one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Who is the two-headed Roman god of beginnings and transitions? We talked about transitions on our show. So who knew there was a
Who is the what?
two-headed Roman god of beginnings and transitions?
I have no idea.
Janus or Janus.
Yeah, no idea.
Okay. Well,
No
And
idea.
I went with it. I
Okay.
thought it was interesting.
earthquakes occur on the moon. True or false?
True.
True.
Yes.
Called moonquakes, they have smaller magnitudes and occur at greater depth.
I knew that one.
Oh,
And
I
it's
did
also
not.
because the moon is my ruling, I want to say star, I guess you could say, or ruling thing, as, the Cancer zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ready? Oh, you're going to get this one. I'm not going to give you this one. I changed my mind. Where is most of the world's fresh water stored? In lakes, rivers, or ice? Lakes, rivers, or ice?
Rivers?
No, I knew this one.
Is it
This
ice?
is so not like
What
good
is it?
sportsmanship. It's ice.
But
Yeah.
global warming is making all the ice melt.
Good point. Good point. Most of the fresh water on Earth is stored in the polar ice caps. I
Okay.
was thinking in terms of like surface area, like of course
I
most
was
of it will
thinking
be
that
there.
it sounded like ice, but then I was like, well, apparently all the ice is going away.
So it's turning into a river.
Right.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
We could definitely email them about this question.
Well, who knows? Yeah. What year is this from?
Who
Any-
knows? Well, your mom got it for you for Christmas.
Yeah,
that was
but
nice.
yeah, it could have been from the dollar store. It could have been some like wrong family edition of Trivial Pursuit that only ended up there because it was wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, not just admitting to you're wrong. Is probably easier than thinking of that. But okay. Is this the last round?
What singer performed "Forget You" with Gwyneth Paltrow at the 2011 Grammys wearing brightly colored feathers?
Oh, Cedo, Zebra, C something. His name started with
C is correct.
CJ. No. Let me think for a second and just need extra time, extra testing accommodation time.
There's a color in his name.
Sea blue. I always go for blue because it's my favorite, but I don't think it is blue.
No.
It doesn't seem right. Sea green. No, it's not that. I'll get one more guess in me.
You're really close.
I'm really
You're
close.
missing a syllable.
So syllable.
False.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
CeeLo Green.
Oh yeah. And he do the I'm gonna pop some tags.
I have no idea. We'll do two more
Okay,
each.
all right, just-
Okay. Make sure I'm going to look at my questions so I am ready to ask you what
Okay,
is going
my
to
turn.
be. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, okay. Actually, I like this question. What ballet is the film Black Swan loosely based on?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Just think of ballets.
Ballets with like a good and a bad person.
There's a name of that famous ballet.
I mean, there's just like the only one I can think of is the Nutcracker. That's the only ballet I know.
Right. It's not that one.
Is it a
But-
famous like a name that I know, or like you just picked that because you danced your whole life and you want to sabotage me?
Probably that one.
The latter.
But I got excited when I saw ballet, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Right.
But I will give you a clue for that.
Okay. Can I have a clue?
Just dynamic assessment. You don't have that much pre-existing knowledge.
That's
I get
right.
it.
Thank you.
So it's two words,
Okay.
and it starts. The first word is swan.
Swan
So-
Lake.
Yeah. See.
Okay.
Oh my God. Come on.
Great.
I feel like I should get a point for that.
All right. Give us
for-
both a point. For
Okay.
that.
No. Okay. Great. I just got excited. I'm like, all right. I'm not gonna be like, are you sure? I'm gonna take that point. I'm ready
Okay.
for your
Name
thing.
4 of the 8 vegetables in the original V8 juice.
Okay. Sounds intimidating, but I can handle this.
Okay.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
I said tomatoes, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Oh, it's the same juice. The same
V8 juice has all
Yeah.
of these. There's 8 juices in V8. 8 vegetables in V8 juice. You have to name 4. You said tomatoes. 3 more vegetables.
Celery.
Yes.
Yes. Cucumbers. Carrots. Definitely carrots.
Okay, so not cucumbers,
Okay.
but carrots.
But carrots is
you
one
have
of
one
them.
more shot.
One more shot of this. Cabbage?
No.
No, that was a bad one. I don't even know why I said cabbage.
It's beets, carrots,
I was
celery,
gonna say-
lettuce, parsley, spinach, tomatoes, watercress.
Okay.
Watercress.
I don't know why I doubted myself and said cabbage.
That's okay. We're
I
3-3 now.
Okay.
This is the final round of Trivial Pursuit.
Here it is. What deep-fried, doughy treat did Barack Obama enjoy during his first presidential trip to Canada?
Deep fried doughy treat donut.
A beaver tail.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea, but I don't know. I was like, let's get political now. That's our extent of being political. Done. Check. We did it.
Okay.
Beaver tail. That's what he had in Canada. And it's deep fried.
What song is played in the 8th inning of every Boston Red Sox game at Fenway Park?
Ooh. It's not God Bless America, is
No.
it? The Star Spangled Banner.
No. It's not a
No.
political. It's not like a...
It's not like a patriotic song. Well then I guess I just have to pick a random. Oh, Take Me Out to the Bowl Game.
No.
Okay.
Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, 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 da-da-dum. Where it began.
Oh, Sweet Caroline.
Bum, bum, bum. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
All right.
I
We
wonder
tied
why.
the game 3-3. It's just fun
Great.
to sing, I guess. That's why they did it. Should we do a
Oh.
lightning round?
Okay.
All right, lightning round.
Okay.
Here we go. You go 1st.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a good one for you.
Mm-hmm.
In T.S. Eliot's poem, The Wasteland, what
my
month of
God.
the year is the cruelest?
January.
It is April.
Why? I have no
I don't know.
idea.
You're the poem expert.
Yeah, but I don't know all of
There
them.
you go. Now you have something to research. I'm ready for my
What
question.
famous abstract expressionist painter uses a technique of dripping paint onto a canvas on the floor?
Pollock.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
I
good.
saw that at the Metropolitan Museum of
Very
Art.
nice. You
Thank
win
you.
4-3.
Woohoo!
Winner,
Yes.
Maria.
Going to museum paid off. Thank you, people. This is my speech. A lot of times we're overwhelmed with life, and then your family member is like, let's go to the museum. And you just want to tell them no. But this day I said to my cousin, sure, let's go.
And now you won.
Thank you.
You are the winner.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Love you.
Okay, so now after this commercial break, we're going to hear Maria's interview with
Valerie.
Valerie.
Who is-
Valerie.
Yes, I know, right? I sang that
Why
song
don't you
to Cara-
come on over, Valerie?
She does not like it when I sing that
Oh, but
song.
it's such a good song.
That's what I say. She's
Well,
just like,
sometimes
I go out
by myself
Mm-hmm.
and I look across the water and I think of all the things. What you doing?
Getting my pet out, paint a picture. That's me trying to be
Since I've
singing.
been home, right? Well, my body's
Been a mess, and I miss the kiss of
Ginger
gentle
hair.
and the way you like to dress.
Yeah, there we go. We got
that's
it.
it.
Okay,
I don't know if anyone
so,
enjoyed that, but
If anyone is still listening, we're going to commercial. This episode is brought to you by ThroatScope.
I love my throat scope.
Hey, I love my ThroatScope too.
Throat scope is especially helpful for conducting thorough oral mechanism evaluations.
Yes, because throat scopes are illuminated tongue depressors and retraction tools.
It includes a reusable light handle that slides onto a single-use tongue depressor.
ThroatScope integrates a natural light source to provide complete intraoral illumination for improved patient examination and outcomes.
So if you want to feel like a prepared SLP, you're going to need a throat scope. Go to www.throatscope.com for more information. This episode is also brought to you by Covalent Careers, a career development company for new healthcare professionals. Covalent Careers provides new grads with education, mentorship, job opportunities, and provides employers with scalable talent acquisition solutions. Whether you're looking for a job, clinical tips, or advice on interviewing a new grad, SLPs can find resources and job postings at covalentcareers.com/wine and cheese. So here is my interview or my segment called Chillin' with Maria, where I sit down with a occupational therapist, an OT, and we get to talk about her background, her life, and many more. Listen in. Hey everyone, so I'm Maria and I'm here with Valerie Groisman, who is an OT, and I have the pleasure of working with her. And we are sitting here, and we're gonna get to know Valerie. So Val has been an OT for over 11 years. She's worked in adult rehab, and currently she works in a special ed school with children with complex communication needs. And how long have you been working in the schools, Val?
I've been an OT in the school for about 11 years.
Oh, okay. Great. So, did I get all your info the right way? Did I get all the dates right with how long you've been working?
Yep, you got it all.
Okay. We needed to think about it for quite some time now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, you went to LIU Brooklyn, right?
Yes, I went there for my undergrad and my grad.
And you originally wanted to go for speech.
I did wanted to go for speech, but then I took a little left turn, right turn, and then I ended up going straight to OT.
Interesting directions there. A left, a right, and straight. Got it. Did you get lost a little bit?
No, it was good. No U-turns required.
Oh, good. Good job, Val. So when Val is not busy being an OT, she's also a super mom, right? So Val has 2 kids, and she's driving them around all the time, making lefts and rights and U-turns. So let's talk about some questions that we got from some listeners about how to incorporate different things that OTs use in our speech sessions. So one question we had was, how do you know a good time to give a sensory break?
Well, most of the kids we work with, you would probably initially start with a sensory break. So before you do any type of activity, you would do a sensory break, such as jumping, maybe rolling on the ball, going on a swing, doing a little sensory movement break like school moves we do. And then you would do your tabletop, and you have to just use your judgment and see when the child had enough and they need a break. Or you can even ask the student, do you need a break? And if they're able to tell you yes, then you give them a break. If they're unable to tell you, just use your judgment and see how are they sitting, are they moving around, are they still focusing on your activity, are their eyes wandering, are they turning, and those things will give you an answer.
Nice. These are good things to keep in mind. So I like to structure my speech therapy sessions like that, and I'd like to think that you had an influence with that because you and I work closely together.
I do.
So I like to, lately I've been getting into like doing breathing. So does that count as like movement? Like if we just like settle in and breathe a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of our kids do benefit from yoga, which is part of breathing. And however, some kids may have a hard time to actually do the breathing exercise. So it's definitely something you would want to consider.
Speaking of yoga, I've been asking Val to come to yoga with me. Since I have your attention, Val, when are you going to come to yoga with me?
Soon.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lie, but all right. We're going to move on from that.
Let's set a date.
Okay.
All right.
We'll set a date. All right.
Thursdays are good.
Thursdays are good for me as well. Good.
Beautiful.
So definitely go to yoga with your OTs. So do you like to incorporate any yoga in your sessions, or are you more with the physical activities? What's your personal OT
I like
style?
to do more like movement breaks, like jumping on a scooter, little obstacle course. Maybe putting them on their belly on the swing and having them do some work there.
Like a puzzle?
A puzzle. Sometimes I'll have them sit on a swing and I'll throw like bean bags at them and they have to throw it back and match it by color.
Oh.
Therapy ball is a big one. You can put them on their belly. Same thing. You can either have them walk on their hands, or you can have them reach for things. Or if they're very low tone or they're lacking a lot of energy, you can actually sit them and bounce them on the ball.
Gotcha.
Which is also working on their abdominal strength, their core muscles.
And core muscles are important because I learned about this a lot in speech. Like you need your core to support you for like your breathing
Yes.
and your posture, and that goes into like focus too. Right?
Absolutely. It was one have child sitting in their best posture. So
What
the feet should be touching the floor, not wiggling. Definitely sitting up straight.
and that helps them in the classroom too, right?
Absolutely.
So what do
Eye
you do
contact.
when you see like a kid with poor posture in the classroom?
Well, I'll first evaluate their table, see if it's high or low enough. Then I'll look at the chair, if the chair is high or low. So you have to, take those two into consideration. And if they're still not touching the floor with their feet, I would probably try to either put a block underneath their feet to have them touching something so they're not wiggling. Because if they're wiggling, they're not paying attention, they're focusing on where their feet are.
Gotcha.
And then you would want to see where their back is. So if they're too far away from the chair, scoot them back, or sometimes putting a block or cushion to make them sit up more straight.
Nice. Yes, I've definitely used that before, and I consulted with you with a lot of students about that.
And it definitely helps with their breathing, their speaking, because if their chin is in,
right.
you can't really hear them.
Yes.
If their chin is up and they're sitting more up, their voice is louder.
Yeah, and also
you're able to do more with them, especially in your case when you do prompt. If they're sitting up straight, it's easier for you to do prompt.
Absolutely, prompt is like very big with posture, and that's why I was always like,
Yes.
I always felt like what OTs were talking about made so much sense. So of course I would use it in speech. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
We're one. It's like we're one team. Speech,
I know.
OT, PT, it's one. You can't go or do anything without the other.
I agree. Got you. Do you feel like OT is everywhere?
Probably yes. A lot of times we don't even realize that it's OT.
Right.
But like I said, a lot of times we overlap each other, and you just have to, in a realistic world or in a perfect world, you have to work together.
You're right. Metaphorical cheers to that.
Cheers.
Valerie doesn't like to drink wine. She gets headaches because she's a busy mom. Right, you got to be up early tomorrow and take care of the kids. So do you want to talk about being a mom a little bit?
Sure.
Anything you would like to say about being a mom? And then next I want to get to sensory versus behavior.
Oh, that's a good topic.
That is a good topic, but so is mom stuff. Because I'm not a mom, nor is Deb. She's not here right now. But Deb is, obviously my co-host. And her and I are not moms, and we're just like, that seems like the hardest job in the world. That's something her and I always talk about. So
it's a hard job, but it's a fun job, and I definitely bring a lot of my OTs and speech skills into my house. And my youngest son actually had speech from you.
Yes,
which helped him a lot. I can't thank you enough.
Aw, of course.
Definitely, I've seen a dramatic improvement with him, especially when he got it from you using the prompt, because I think that's the only way to go is prompt.
This is why me and Val's are just BFFs.
That's right.
What about OT? Did you use like OT strategies with him?
I did definitely, and incorporated OT, and I, visual, because a lot of times he couldn't say it, so I had to have him at least point to things so I can understand him.
Gotcha.
But definitely, speech helped.
Yeah. What about your older son? Like he's really into karate. Do you feel like that karate, that like sensory movement helps him?
Absolutely. That's such a big discipline. I always recommend to my parents at work, put them in any sports. It will help them with everything and anything from core muscles to walking to jumping to speaking, everything. Discipline, attention, focus. That's the main thing that our kids lack. And sports are very big on that.
Exactly.
Swimming, I recommend to most of my Down syndrome kids because it's really good for because most of Down syndrome kids are low tone.
Yes.
So swimming is very good for them.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because swimming works out like your whole
Everything,
body, right?
Yep.
Especially like your back.
Yes.
All right.
And you're against gravity, so it's kind of easier when you're swimming.
Oh, yeah. It's like not as high impact, right? Like running is more like high impact on the joints.
Yes.
Gotcha. So you feel like karate has really helped your oldest
yes,
son?
with his focus, attention, discipline. It's a lot of discipline, and my little one is not into that because it's too much discipline. Any sport in general is discipline.
Too much discipline. So what do you think would be better for your younger son who maybe it's too much discipline? So karate. What do you
Probably running. I think for
Mm.
him it's good because it relieves his
high
energy.
High,
Thank
yeah,
you.
he's high energy.
And in a way it's still discipline, but it's different type of discipline. In addition, kids have to enjoy what they do.
100%.
Force or push anything on them because they'll never want to do it.
That's true. Who
And
wants
then
to be
it's your
forced?
time and your money. Why would you want to force
Yeah.
a child to do something they don't want? When you're paying for it and it's your time.
Yeah, and time is money too.
Oh yeah.
Double money. All right, thank you for sharing that and like letting us know about your kids and
course.
stuff. And that's pretty personal, so I appreciate you
My
sharing.
pleasure.
Oh, thanks. So next up, we wanted to talk about sensory versus behavior. How do you know when the kid is like really having sensory difficulties or they're really just like having a behavioral issue? So like maybe we could talk about like what sensory looks like first.
Sure, it's a big one because it does. They do overlap each other a lot, especially with our population, autistic kids. So basically, how you can tell the difference between is a sensory is when the child is seeking. So whether it's movement break, whether it's deep pressure, whether it's a strong hug, a tickle, or just removing them from a situation where it's too loud for them or too bright for them. So if you give that child what they're seeking, whether it's the weighted vest, the pressure, the brushing technique, removing them from the situation, and they stop the tantrum, then you know it's sensory. If you give them what they need and they continue having a meltdown or tantrum, you know it's behavior. They're not getting what they want. So, for example, you walk into a store and a child wants a toy, you tell them no, and they start tantruming, and you give them a toy, they stop, they wanted a toy.
Right. Where if they're tantruming from like, let's say the lights are too bright and then you have the teacher like, okay, he's not focusing.
Dim the lights.
And then he goes back to what he was doing. You were like, oh, the lights are too bright.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And a lot of our kids are smart.
Yes.
They're very smart, and a lot of them will play the sensory when
sensory
it's really
card.
behavior. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to just know your audience. You have to know who you're working with. And listen, sometimes one day they might want the deep pressure, and sometimes they might want to just jump, and that's the way of getting their sensory input. But once they calm down, you know it's sensory. If they continue the tantrum, continue the behavior, it could be pinching you, it could be biting you, it could be kicking you, spitting. If they continue with the behavior after getting their sensory, then you know it's behavior.
Right.
Then you know it's a tantrum where it's like, okay, you need to be strict with them. You need to tell them, the consequence if you don't do your work. You can't get an iPad.
Yeah.
Or, you can't get a toy you want to play with.
Right. Every action has to have a reaction.
Yes.
I always say that. I think it's important, like for SLPs to know, like we need to like teach our kids to like ask for the swing or ask for a break or ask for squeezes.
Yes, it's like
know.
self discipline. They need to know also, when I need a break.
Yeah, and that's a hard skill, but that's not something they might just have. You have to like teach it to them.
Yes.
Which is something I say a lot. I made like a visual and it had like swing or squeezes, and then the kid can like pick what they want. That way it's easier for them to like ask for it, to request.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a visual of it. I think we talked about this with Katie too. Which Val, you know Katie.
Yes,
she was
we
also
worked together as well.
Yes. Katie's great. And I met you through Katie, or did I meet Katie through you? I don't remember.
I think we just met at our previous school.
We did.
We kind of just hit it off.
I know.
And then we did our first High Rock.
Right.
Where
yes.
we just bonded,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since.
What is it with autism being really intense people?
I think they're just intense. You
which is
just
intense.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
that
have so
intense.
much energy.
Yes, you do.
We need a sensory break
You-
sometimes.
I think so. Yes. Sometimes my ears are too sensitive. Just thought,
That could be. Yeah.
just thought I'd let you know about that. So, just going back, any last words about the sensory versus behavior? Because this is a big one.
It's a very
And
big
it's
one.
hard. Like, every kid is different.
Every kid is different, and we also have to look at, a lot of times we have to look at the whole person and the whole
Yes.
child. Like, for example, feeding. Is it really feeding sensory, or is it part of their culture that they don't eat certain food? So you
True.
really have to take that into consideration. Is it a picky eater, or is it a sensory? For example, if the child is able to eat variety of food, but they just stick to one, that's probably of a picky eater versus I don't want to touch any type of food, whether it's
Right.
crunchy, soft, whatever it is. So you really have to also look into that. A lot of times we automatically say, oh, he's sensory, but sometimes, wait, he's not. Maybe they're just not used to eating this type of food at home.
That's
For
true,
example, where I come from, my culture, I'm a Russian Jew,
too.
and a lot of times we don't eat certain things that Americans do.
Right.
Well, so it's not because I'm sensory. We
Yeah.
just don't eat that.
Yeah, you just don't
Or
eat it.
Russians are very big on
meat.
meat,
The
the kielbasa,
what is, how do you say that again?
kielbasa.
Kielbasa?
It's
Okay.
like turkey,
Oh.
like sandwiches. They like that. That does, or we're not big on gravy. Russians are not big on gravy. So is that a sensory, or is it just a culture thing?
Yeah.
So you have to take that into consideration as well when you do sensory with feeding.
Exactly. Also, like, because I talk about on the show, I'm Greek, and there's certain foods like I eat a lot of, like olive oil. I eat olive oil
Right.
all the time. Where like maybe other families don't. So
Exactly.
just like different things you have to look into. And culture is a big one. And also another one, which I remember Val gave a PD on this about the importance of sleep.
Oh,
Right? Like everything could be
Yes.
affected from lack of sleep, from like,
absolutely.
attention, mood, feeding, right? If you're
Yes.
too tired, you don't want to eat, or you always just want to.
Focusing,
Yeah.
your posture will be affected if you're
Right.
tired. You're going to be slouching. Absolutely.
So many things to keep
Oh,
in
yeah.
mind. How do you have any advice to any like SLPs or OTs that might be listening of how you can help parents with doing like a sleep schedule? Because I know you kind of talk about that in meetings and
Yes,
stuff.
so
'cause I have
definitely-
seen you do that.
A child needs a schedule. Absolutely.
Yes.
So a child needs to know what time is bedtime and what is bedtime. So that could include, we're going to have, let's say, a snack, nothing with sugar, preferably. We take a bubble bath if they can, or a standing shower. You put on your pajamas, you go to bed. There should be nothing in between where, okay, I'm going to go play now, or I'm going to go watch TV now. No, it's because then they get distracted and they're all the way up versus being like kind of mellow.
Yes.
So I think following the shower, whether it's a bathtub, a bubble bath, whatever it is, pajamas, and go to bed. You dim the lights, you tell them a nice story, and you kind of just let them relax.
Yeah. That's a
Some
good tip.
kids may want the weighted blankets if they
Mm.
are, seeking that deep pressure, and some kids may want nothing on top of them.
Right. seen
But
that
bedtime
before.
should be very like a routine, the same time, preferably. I know it's hard, and it should be very like bath and bed, nothing
Right.
in between.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Preferably not. Again, we don't live in a perfect world,
Uh-huh.
but we have to try our best. I think once the kid gets used to the routine, their life becomes easier.
Yeah.
Most kids, especially autistic kids, like routine.
For
They
sure.
like structure. They like
Yes.
to know what's coming. They don't like to be surprised.
That's true. Pretty
So
sure they
if
have
we can-
research to back that up
If
too.
we can eliminate surprises, it would eliminate tantrums.
Yes, because kids on the spectrum, they like to know what's coming next. You're right. And even like some of the higher functioning kids I see, like I tell parents, like write it down. Like kids
Mhm.
that can read and write and like pretty much understand, like you could write first bath, then we take,
Yes.
then we change our pajamas, then we read our bedtime at 10 p.m. lights out.
Yes.
And I think a kid with autism would like to like see and read that and have that like in their room or on the fridge.
And maybe check off. Okay, bath time's done. I'm going to bed.
Check. I like that
Yeah.
recommendation.
So they're kind of in charge of their routine.
Yeah,
Or
right.
any kid, even if they're not reading, they could just check off the visual.
Yeah, the pictures.
Or take it off if it's in a Velcro.
Right. Look at Val. She knows all the tricks of the Velcro and the laminating.
That I learned from you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. SLPs. We like to Velcro and laminate. That's right. So, any last words? Or you feel like you got it all out?
Just work together as a
Yeah.
team. Don't be embarrassed to ask for advice.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. Nobody knows it all.
That's right.
I'm always learning from you.
I'm always learning from you.
And I think that's what makes us a good team, good therapist, because, like I said, no one's perfect.
You're right. I love that. So is that like your ending quote? No one's perfect?
Yes.
I like that one. No one is perfect. Good one, Val. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And again, I'm Maria.
I'm Val.
And adios.
See you later.
Say goodbye in Russian, please.
До свидания.
Whoa, до свидания. I know kukla. Adios.
I'm loving all these interviews.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, this was such a great idea we had. It kind of breaks up the mundane, and then also,
We're not
you know,
mundane, but
well, I mean, it's summertime, so let's hear from other people. Let's not just be so speechy centric.
yes, speechy centric. Got it. I
Mhm.
like that one. Specicentric. Haha. I don't know. So anyway, I learned a lot from Val. I continue to learn a lot from Valerie and really just all the occupational therapists that I work with or even I'm on like a case with. I just think they're just a plethora of knowledge. So just make sure they're your friends, okay?
Mhm.
I don't want to hear any like I don't get along with the OT at my school or this. Like I don't want to hear that.
Right.
Okay? You need to fix that relationship.
Yes.
That's how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So, my tip or trick, let's go into the next segment.
Yes.
Yes, so I was very inspired by this episode, and I would like to give some ideas for a visual schedule. Because I know
Okay.
we don't talk about, like, don't go crazy with laminating and stuff. So, but if you were to laminate something, I think this is something worth laminating and
Mhm.
doing. But take your time doing it.
Right.
So make a visual schedule, and I think it would be good to add like a movement part, but add that into the visual schedule. So like for instance, like number 1, we're going to do 10 jumping jacks. 2, then we're going to roll on the ball or roll the ball on you. And then 3, we're going to sit. And then 4, we're going to say our words like that, for instance. I think it's important to teach those action words like jumping jacks or jump, then we're going to roll, then we're going to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately your goal is for that individual to be able to request those things. Because if they are really realizing that this is helping regulate them, they can request for them and ask for these things. And then that can eliminate so many breakdowns in communication. So it's just like make this one big laminated exciting visual of all the
Right.
action words that you should, all these, you know, sensory things you should be doing with them or movement things.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely consult with the OT about them
Right.
and
yeah.
the order and how many and all that good stuff.
And get those ideas.
Yeah, and I just think it's important to teach our students, our children, these words, these vocabulary words.
My tip or trick is to get some painter's tape and put it
Mhm.
on your ground, your floor, to make an obstacle course. So you can
Yes.
just like make a straight line or a slanted line or a zigzag line, and the kids have to walk along that. You can make boxes and have them hop between each box and move from line to line.
I like that. Yeah, we're both inspired by this interview to get up out of that chair and move around.
Right, exactly.
Yes, great.
So
So-
what's our quote for today? Do you have one or should I come up with
I
one?
feel like you have a bunch, so I was going to have you, because, you know, I did the interview, so I feel like I did a lot of talking. there.
Okay, so my quote is going to be, what do I like to
About
think about?
things. I was going to say go with the flow, but I was like, no, we already used that. So, actually, I got a good one.
Okay.
We generate fears while we sit. We overcome them by action.
Very nice. I like it.
Yes.
Well done.
yes.
All
thank
right,
you.
guys. Thanks for tuning in, and hang
Please-
out with us next week.
Yes. Thank you. Good night.
Please rate and review us on iTunes.
Yes.